Are the judges ready? Yes. Code CLL presents An Ideal Husband by Oscar Wilde and Brilliant Traces by Cindy Lou Johnson. Well, Tommy has proposed to me again. Tommy really does nothing but propose to me. He proposed to me last night in the music room while I was quite unprotected as there was an elaborate trio going on. I didn't dare make the smallest repartee. I need hardly tell you. If I had, I would have stopped the music at once. The musical people are so absurdly unreasonable. They always want one to be perfectly dumb at the very moment when one is longing to be absolutely deaf. And then he proposed to me again this morning, in broad daylight, in front of that dreadful statue of Achilles. Really, the things that go on in front of that work of art are quite appalling. The police should interfere. Tommy is so annoying in the way he proposes. If he were to propose to me at the top of his voice, I wouldn't mind so much. That would produce some effect on the public. But he does it in this horrid, confidential way. When Tommy wishes to be romantic, he speaks to one just like a doctor. I am very fond of Tommy, but his methods of proposing are quite out of date. I wish you, Gertrude, would speak to him and tell him that once a week is quite often enough to propose to anyone, and that it should always be done in a manner that attracts some attention. I just kept looking at the back of his head. He was standing at the altar, so I could see the back of his head. He wears his hair short back there, so it's very soft. And my heart went out to him. I mean, my heart opened, and something wanted to rush to him. Something in me was fluttering and desperate to reach him. But I was frozen. My feet wouldn't move. I couldn't move. That's all. Your heart can break, you know? It's a real thing. It cracks and it splits. And all this warm fluid comes out, and you can't move or speak or think because your veins are filled with it. I just stood there looking at him. But I saw him differently than I'd seen him before. Disconnected, hovering, alone, lonely, just like me. Just like me. But I was awake and he was asleep. That was the difference. He was asleep. I felt like I had to whisper. I felt like the pain and loneliness, you know, life had put him to sleep forever. So I had to be very careful and whisper. Because if he woke up, he would wake up screaming like me. Screaming. And so I looked around the church at all of those people. Sound asleep, dead asleep. Asleep forever and ever. Because if they woke up, they would wake up screaming, but no. No one wants to wake up here. This is a quiet place. This is a place where people are trying to get some rest. People are trying to get some rest here in this life. So they all have to be very careful and very quiet and whisper. Because if they wake up, they're all going to wake up screaming.